Good morning, it's Wednesday. Today is the 27th of July. But really it's time for, hey, what's that smell? And it is sometime after 6 a.m. Getting over a little cold sore here and thought, what the fuck happens? They're gonna raise the interest rates again. We can all play the blame game and blame any number of people for what's going on, but the one thing, in my opinion, is the money and the greed and the old good old trickle-down economics, which really has never trickled down over 40 years. The income gap has gone out of control in that 40-year period, and that's just the way it is. It's our own damn fault. Anyway, back here at the San Leandro Marina, I missed last week. I got a couple thorns in my tire, and it's still hanging in there. Some repairs are going to be needed at some point. But today, I keep thinking about polarization and how do we get into these mind control situations of extremism, stuff like that, and I wonder, what do you think about casting the first stone? I mean, as many of you are, have some spirituality going on. It's easy to place blame, and it's easy to cast a stone. But if you listen to the writings of Jesus and there's other religious leaders and stuff like that who believe in forgiveness and all that other good stuff. But the truth of the matter is, we have people on extreme sides just pointing fingers and invading other people's privacies and lives and trying to dictate what they do. I mean, I realize in a society you have to have law and order, but there's a lot of hypocrisy going on with that particular law and order. It's kind of like the old the father saying, do as I say, but not as I do. And we're kind of faced with that. So the other thing that comes to mind with the polarization is, and there's stupidity on both sides of the extreme. It's rather unfortunate. You look at things like, well, I don't remember what the group's name was, but back when Halley's Comet was coming, and you had a bunch of people join this crazy group that thought the aliens were gonna pick them up, and when the comet went by and stuff like that, so they all go to a top of a mountain waiting for the stuff, and the leader of this group, it's a cult. It's a cult. Let's not mince words. So the leader of this group, has everybody buying in. They sold all their crap. They went there, and then when they didn't get picked up, everybody, most of the people still believe this guy, and he just made up some excuse that, well, it's going to happen. It just wasn't the right time. And they believed it. And they kept following this guy for, whatever period of time. I don't know what, but it's just amazing that people can control you in a fashion and make you believe things that aren't true. And we have that going on right now. But and then again, we have the vocal minority that has a boatload of money. Again, the need for an amendment to the Constitution to get rid of the impact of Citizens United is so important. The money in politics is just it's making the polarization worse. I mean, I'm definitely one that's always up for a great conversation and a good debate, and I specialized in debate when I went back to college at the ripe old age of 48. And in order to be an intelligent debater, you have to understand both sides of the story and be able to go in at a moment's notice and flip sides and be able to have that conversation. And the best thing about understanding conversation and debate is that there has to be a sane middle ground. We're kind of not seeing that. What we're seeing is a sane leaning towards where the money's at. And again, we're we're lacking representation, we the people representation, because the representation is going to the money holders. And again, you see these groups on both sides that are just loaded with cash from wealthy donors that have their religious and political agendas. And about that whole religious agenda thing. And of course, we all know that it kind of relates to some recent Supreme Court decisions regarding women's health. But the fact of the matter is, it's none of your fucking business. It's that simple. And again, these people with the money on the extreme sides are high and mighty, pointing fingers. They profess to be Christians, and they're casting the stones. If that's not hypocrisy, I don't know what is. So, on that whole issue of women's health and things like that, there's the whole, I mean, people forget that we're animals, and in the world of animals, if there's not enough resources and an animal has an extensive litter and they can't take care of that whole litter, I know this is gross, but mothers will cannibalize the weakest of their litter in order to survive. It's not that way with humans, but at the same time, people of color and people with less resources that really couldn't afford to bring another kid into the world, and the times that they do, the society ends up paying for it one way or another. It's not right. Nobody wakes up in the morning thinking that they're going to go get pregnant and require the services of a medical professional. But it happens, and it's the law of nature. And a lot of these people with the money and their religious zealots, they're high and mighty. Think back to Roman times when they used to throw the weaker, what we call handicapped people or disabled, they used to throw them to the frickin' lions. And we outgrew that. We're obviously a more civilized society, but are we really? Yeah, there has to be conformity to some degree, but again, you know, there are certain individual rights that should not be infringed upon. And let's not get into the Second Amendment, because God never gave us a right to guns. It's like, you know, at what point did Jesus ever weaponize or call for the extermination of anybody or to fight with anybody? He never did. So get off your high and mighty horse and do something good for the country, and do something instead of running around spending money, pointing fingers, and casting stones. Anyway, that's enough of my little rant today. It's kind of not where I was going, but it's still a we the people, not a we the corporation, and yet we still have to fight Citizens United, and we're fighting against the money. So bicycling, I'm like a couple miles short of 8,900 miles, quickly approaching 9,000 miles. It's been an amazing journey. Not only do I ride this beautiful beast of a cargo bike, but I ride my hybrid, and of course when I visited my dad in Palm Springs, I rented a bike so that I could keep on riding. And God, it's just the best thing in the world since you were 5, 6, or 7 when you first started riding, and your parents just allowed you to go around the neighborhood. And at the age of 62, I still get a thrill, or I should say I've renewed my thrill of riding a bike. And it's kind of exciting because I just got a new device that's going to get my bike up and into my truck. It is 115 pounds, and so I plan on loading that bugger up and going to various locations around the bay and getting in my 10 to 15 miles in other locations, and showing off a little more than the Bay Trail, which is fantastic. It's just, the Bay Trail it's amazing, it's refreshing, gives me a chance to see where we all grew up, where I grew up, and the changes and stuff, for the better or for the worse. There's changes, and that's just the way society is. But getting on a bike, I foresee bike riding becoming more and more popular. I hope that you all get a chance to get on a bike and ride. They're coming up with better and better bike lanes all the time, and Hesperian's just gotten repaved and repainted, so I'm hoping to get some shots of that. I've also been doing a little more flying around in a legal fashion. I have become an FAA certified UAS, which is an unmanned pilot situation. Very proud of that effort, and so I hope to be doing some aerial photography for myself and for other people who wish to acquire those types of services. And I have cargo bike, and I will travel, and I'll bring the drone with me. And if you've got an event or something that you just want to have some stuff, just give me a shout. I'll do it for cheap or free, just to get that experience in, and give you guys a thrill. It's very cool. I did it for my mom's services in Tahoe, and it's pretty fantastic. If you still want to see that, send me the link. And my best friend is involved in autonomous cars here in the Bay Area, and I'm sure, what's that? The Department of Defense, DARPA. They're probably working on a balancing motorcycle or bicycle or something like that. They do have that thing that looks like a goat. And it's autonomous, and you can't knock it over. It's pretty crazy stuff. But the autonomy situation is an unmanned cargo bike. That's a good one. An unmanned cargo bike would be a woman in Amsterdam riding a cargo bike, right? With their kids. Semantics. Oh, you guys are special this morning. Yeah, it is a thrill, and cheap or free. I lost my train of thought. You guys are killing me. It's a beautiful morning. It's about time to get on my bike and ride. I hope you guys can do the same. Just keep on praying for some sanity in the country, which is going to mean calm down the money situation. So just keep your cooler heads. Try to think for yourself, and just keep it sane. We have to avoid these pitfalls somehow, and look for the things that we can do better. We have such smart people in this world, and a lot of these smart people lose track of what they were trying to do, and they end up in politics, and they screw everything up. So anyway. Thanks for the squirrel moment, kids, and love you all. You guys have a great day. We'll catch up to you guys next week. Look out for YouTube. I did do a flat thing, and I'm working on a couple other things that are going on. I lost my train of thought. Damn squirrels. All right, love you, bye. Anyway, and that's it for What's That Smell? 6 a.m. or somewhere around 6 a.m. I'm going to get on my bike and ride. I do love you all unconditionally. If you want to have great conversations without having to beat each other up or shoot each other, send me an email, get on my Instagram, check out my YouTube. I mean, I revamped my musical website. It's looking better. I've been improving all that. So yeah, check out the MediaCompany.com website, and maybe, buy some of that meditational music I sleep with every night. One of my latest ones took me 5 years to write, called The Fifth Symphonic Aegis. And Aegis is a term that defines shield. So it's designed for your immune protection and shields you. So anyway, that's it. I am getting on my bike and riding.